Anyways.
No.
We went to the party.
All right, ready? So it's a big day today. We got a surprise. I'm not gonna tell you much. All right, first stop is to grab the trailer from Kyle's grandpa's house and grab Kyle as well. And then we're going to my buddy Sam's house. But we got a trailer. We got, what is it, like an hour from here? Anyways, I'm gonna find something to occupy my time. If you want, you don't have to. I got it for now. Okay. I've only got 20 drills. All right, as you can see, this is today's project. I'll give you a hint. The ramp's too big to fit in the trailer, so gotta take it apart.
We're in the game.
Gotta see how this stuff's gonna fit. It's gonna take a lot of us to roll it.
No, I don't think the viewers understand what this is yet.
So if you can't tell what this is a RESI ramp. This is a foam for the RESI. This is a RESI for the RESI. We're gonna have to build this guy back up tonight. They're gonna take it apart pretty quick.
Right now.
Yo, this is like tap dance material.
All right, you're staying. I'm coming back with us. Watch Chris try to roll it. Yeah.
Currently, we got about 30 screws. What's your first trick when you jump it?
Jump. I'm just gonna jump it. That's all right. We did not expect this.
That's always sounds good.
How well did the things on the side hold up?
I'd probably replace it. You can't tell, but it goes. We're actually going down.
Oh, slightly down. Okay.
I just gave her a good pump on when I drop in, and I don't have to crank.
Like you can't see it because of the tree branches. So like, all right, yeah. Headers and all the way to the back.
With all of us, we can probably just roll it and tie it.
Right, grab it.
Yeah, and it will definitely fit in there.
A couple years.
Yeah, you might want to have the ratchet strap ready so we can roll it right over it.
It's the smartest thing you said all day.
I'd say more than all day. It probably is all
You know what?
Back this way. Yep. Oh, look at my foot.
You good?
Yeah, I went to move it. You guys started rolling already. Come on, Josh, let's go. Ready? Got it?
Nah, they got it.
Right.
Back. We can lift it up and lift it. Sec break?
I gotta put this in there.
Oh,
Helped. I did the whole thing by myself. No help at all.
Alright, I'm gonna get a flip on this real quick.
What? I mean, noise.
Alright, I'm waiting for you. Bro.
So, we are back at the house. Cody went and got us some pizza. We've got most of the trailer cleaned out. You can't really see it. We've got our foam here. Our RESI is over there. I think we're gonna put this thing together tonight. So we have one light, we have two, but the other one's not as bright. We're gonna pull this stuff out, put it, kind of organize it into where it goes. Then we'll start a fire to create a little light and some heat. I'm not gonna film anything that we're doing as far as the build, only because it's way too dark out. We're gonna build it here, or put everything up on something, and then tarp it, just because it's supposed to rain tonight. Then we're going to dig out holes over there to make it level. Have it facing the house so that I can build a roll-in from the very back, so that way it's not a mess, and then we'll just jump it coming towards the house. MVP award. Now, I figured I'd do a little update. So we've got the whole ramp put together as far as like frame-wise. We're gonna put the bottom layer of the sheeting on too. Yeah, so this is what it looks like. This is what we got so far. It's awesome. And he's got a broken foot, and he's still putting him in work, so unlike Josh. Josh is the only one that hasn't worked. See, we got, the tarp blew off, but that's all right. So we got everything built up last night. Put it on cinder blocks just so the wood on the bottom wouldn't get any moisture in it. Because we actually have to move this ramp kind of where that ramp is, and then we'll be able to put the foam on, put the deck on top, and then put the RESI on it, and hopefully we can get that done before it's too dark. All right, so we've got our cinder blocks laid out. We'll get a spray paint can. We'll spray out where all of them have to be, and then we'll level them out, measure them up. We got this marking can. It's just for like lawn stuff, and we got some squares laid out. We decided to do pavers on this side because they're already 7 inches shorter than those regular cinder blocks. We measured them, made sure that all this is square, so we measured from corner to corner. These we did a bigger square, just so when we dig, we're not actually digging on the line so that we don't lose our center point. That way we can actually move this ramp over here tonight and get everything set, and then the only thing we'll have to worry about is building the rolling way back in the backyard. The back deck on. Everything's level. We still got to dig and put something in here so it doesn't keep digging into the ground, but we'll get to that. The resi will hold this foam down even, and the resi will tack in just right into this edge here. So then we have this. We're going to push this against the foam and then stake it in. That way the foam doesn't slide when we're jumping it.
It's frozen, yeah.
Dang it!
Dang it. Whoa, slippery. Still a little wet.
That's the bottom. This is the top here. It's got the holes in it. All right, so we've got the resi laid down. It's just gonna have to sit for a little while because that's still like pointed straight up. We put these screws in with a washer so they would hold it down more so that it wouldn't just pull through the head of the screw. So we got some bigger screws. Pretty solid, I'd say. We cleaned it off a little bit. It was pretty dirty from when we'd rolled it up, but here she is. Show you from the side. What we're doing right now is we're digging out a square here. It's not the most even square. We're gonna dig this out, pack it down level, so that way when we put our kicker there, everything will be perfect. And the rolling will be right in front of that. It'll be 10 feet tall, so real high, and it'll be 8 feet wide with a probably a 4-foot rolling. It doesn't need to be much wider than that. How well did the resi work? One out of 10.
11.
That's a good resi we got. $30,000 will get you a really nice resi, like this one here.
30K?
Oh, 30K. It is.
30K?
30K. That's just what they're going for nowadays. I must have just gotten a steal on mine. That was good.
That was alright.
It looked like a toboggan. Like, oh!
Any trick is best to learn on a resi.
Every trick is better on a resi. All right, we're gonna call this one and go eat burgers, maybe. Do it for me. Do it for me. Do it for me. Ah. What's up? New day. We're getting wood. We're getting wood. We're doing the rolling soon, so we gotta get wood for the rolling and for the bottom part. Basically, we need big wood. Wood Pro. We were totally joking about that earlier. Nobody buys stuff at Menards. We're going Home Depot. All right, after about 10 hours in Home Depot, and a lot of stress and a lot of calculating and a lot of lifting the wrong boards and having to put them back, we have all our plywood. We've got our plies for our runway. We've got our plies for our deck and our side. Also, we have the rest of the wood. We got a bunch of 16-footers up there, some 4x4s. Square here. This is the rollin', or this is like the size of the rollin'. This is exactly where it's going. So I'm gonna paint spots here. So this is where the post is actually going. So I'm gonna paint this just so I know where to dig. We have this line here that runs, and that keeps this in line and squared with that. So everything like this here is square with that one over there. So Cody's here, and we've dug a bunch of holes. We got 4, roughly 3 feet. Some of them are a little bit over 3 feet. Cody actually had tripped and fallen in one of them, and he couldn't reach the top of it because Cody's short. Unfortunately, we have some minor setbacks, and this may keep the ramp from finishing today. We were unloading wood, and I tossed a 4x4 off the back of the truck, and they got some leverage. They're 16 foot long, and it just hit the ground and split right at one of the knots in the wood. So we have to go see if we can exchange it. All right, we got our new piece of wood, and I just sprinted from that end of the store to here.
I'll save that clip.
With Cody on the cart here. Insert clip. horrible on time. Look at this. Look how perfect this was. The train just ended.
We're here for you.
We're really bad on time, but we were here for like a couple minutes, so it's already built for us. Hey Cody, you're almost half as tall as it.
Kidding?
No, I'm just kidding. You're like
I'm like a lot.
1/10 of that pole.
So this is 4x8, just like a sheet of plywood.
So we've got our piece of plywood, and we're gonna do all of this with this one sheet of plywood. Our hole is drilled and the pencil's through it. It's tied into that one, so it'll pivot around that, and that's measured at 9 foot. All right, so we've got 3 drawn. So basically, these are gonna be our main ones, and then this will be the excess on the ends if these aren't long enough. You measure, because I put all these at 9 inches, so you measure, you know, here, that's 9 inches, measure at the end, that's 9 inches, and then just check all of them. So we've got 2 cut right there. This is our template, our fake one. So these lines are not actually cut marks. These are just kind of to give us like a stencil. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna lay those ones over there on the back side of this to see if they're tall enough. So we're gonna lay them running up this and then see if we have to add on to them. We just cut the angle, so we cut this part flat, we measured it up against that, and then this part here, we also cut this so that this piece could butt right up to it. All right, so it is like hopefully the final day. We've got the kicker right there built up. I built that the other night. It worked out pretty good. I hope the transition on it's perfect. It looks good, so hopefully it is. Back there we got the little tree stand going, a little fort. We're putting in the railings right now, and then tonight we'll be putting in the rolling and hopefully tying everything together, bringing the launch ramp over there, and then putting all this plywood down on the ground. Should be rideable tomorrow. And Cody, what up, Cody?
No test jump, no run up for me. Just full send going down and backflipping that bitch.
I'm saying he's not gonna do it.
I'm gonna flip it.
He said he's gonna flip it first try. Not even no run up, just flip it first try. All right, another day at the on the ramp build. Let me show you what we've got done. Still got to get the kicker, so I got to take care of that. I got to go get a piece of plywood for that. I'm hoping I can borrow a truck today, hopefully within the hour. I got to get a few more 2x4s, and by a few I mean like 20 sheet of OSB, and then the plywood to finish that off. So let me show you where we're at. So I ran out of wood for this. That's what I'm gonna go get today. Goal was to finish this last night. Didn't make it to the goal, but I did write down this. One of our things that we wanted to make sure wasn't gonna happen was that it was just gonna be like a angle at the bottom, so that you just would hit it and, you know, have like an aggressive roll in. So this is the side of it. It looks a little bit like a kink, but it's not bad at all. I rode down it yesterday, and it was pretty smooth. I also rode down it on somebody else's bike, and in the dark when it was wet and freezing. So it'll probably feel better today. So I cut these. These are actually access parts from the ramp up there, and I just used those, framed them up. I put a 2x4 here. There's actually one inside here. You might not be able to see it. It's just kind of floating there in there, and that keeps this supported here, and everything's pretty solid. And then it runs down and ties into the board underneath. And this morning I put all these steps on, so they work pretty well. But we're gonna have to put some of these on the tops eventually. Looks a little bit cleaner. We've got the railings on. Solid. This thing doesn't move at all. A little close to the tree, so we did some trimming. There's still some stuff in the way that we might want to trim. All right, just picked up all my wood, and so I got 2x4s there, my other sheet of plywood there, piece of OSB I put in the back, but I gotta make 4 frames. So I'm gonna cut these real quick, frame them, and hopefully we can slap the OSB on within the next half an hour. All right, it's time to test it out. Why do I have my helmet on, you ask? Let's go, Cody. All right, we finished up everything. What's up, Chris?
You want me to hold that?
It's good. It's good. We finished up everything. Here's the ramp here. It's all tied in nicely. Nobody's jumped it yet, so let's see how this goes. I'm gonna take a Snapchat video and then hand this over to Chris. I'm gonna case it though. It's good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to though.
Might have to make a hospital? No, Kim. I'm gonna go see the view up there.
Here, take this up there.
No, that I can't.
He's bitching out.
I know, I gotta do it.
What's your first trick when you jump it?
Jump. I'm just gonna jump it.
Go ahead.
I should have did that the first try. I should have did that the first try. That's so dark, dude.
Yes.
I probably just looked and went blind because it's so dark. Yeah, I couldn't see. All right. I did not know where I was. Hell yeah, dude.
There you go.